All right, Kimberly Guilfoyle joins me now. Good to have you back on. Today in front of Congress, more evidence that your government, our government, is working aggressively to find ways to censor us, to control our speech, to control our minds in this country. It was very interesting hearing all that in the context of what we heard last night from Elon Musk, who was in the middle of this crusade to save free speech.
Yes, I mean, it was very interesting and also profoundly disturbing from a, First Amendment perspective. These House weaponization hearings are important because they actually make it more obvious than ever that, yes, the government is involved in censorship, plain and simple. Big tech companies like Google were coordinating with Biden and the White House staff. Now, remember, private action that is directed by the government is still state action under the Supreme Court's First Amendment jurisprudence. And the left's whole agenda, Rob, is centered around silencing and suppressing political opposition. That's their whole strategy and their end game. And they're also trying to do it to the world's richest man, as you mentioned, with Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is exactly right, because wokeness is a mind virus, literally poisoning you, where the appearance of being good is more important than actually doing good in the world.
So true. One thing that's scary is how much Americans today, I believe, they marginalize the Constitution. They marginalize the Bill of Rights. It's just we're spoiled at this point. We pretend it's so old now that we're so much smarter than our founders were. How could they have known what we know? It was 250 years ago. They say anything to try and slight that document. Yesterday, Elon reminded us all why the First Amendment is so critical. Take a listen.
There's a reason for the First Amendment. The reason for the First Amendment for freedom of speech is because the people that immigrated to this country came from places where there was not freedom of speech. And they were like, you know what, we got to make sure that that's constitutional. Because where they came from, if they said something, they'd be put in prison. Or there'd be, something bad would happen to them. So, and freedom of speech, you have to say, when is it relevant? It's only relevant when someone you don't like can say something you don't like, or it has no meaning. And as soon as you sort of, throw in the towel and concede to censorship, it is only a matter of time before someone censors you. And that is why we have the First Amendment.
You can't infringe on that amendment. You cannot infringe on that, because the moment that you do, it's all over.
You're absolutely right, and he's right. It just can't be just one-sided. I mean, the First Amendment is there for that marketplace of ideas, for free thought and opinion and expression. There are people that have flocked to this country because they had no First Amendment right, because they were punished, silenced, killed, censored for expressing their viewpoints or standing up against their government or fighting for a better way of life. That's why America is this free beacon of hope and light, where we have to still shine a light on the Constitution. The First Amendment is one of the most integral and important rights we have as free citizens in this country, to be able to express ourselves, to be able to fight back. That's why I find it to be so grotesque and abhorrent when I see these gag orders and censorship, happening in this country, and big tech trying to control us, and what we're seeing in these courtrooms with the lawfare that is being deployed against American citizens.
Yeah, and how wild to see him just say, F off to all of these massive corporations that have just, we're so quick to just capitulate to this radical left cancel culture. You know what? Don't advertise. I mean, I thought that was something,
I thought it was a very bold, very aggressive move. I liked it a lot. He took a knee to no one. He's in a position where he can do so. But when you are in a position like Elon Musk, I think it's even more incumbent upon you to do so, to be that example, to stand up and to fight back, because what he's doing, having the courage and strength and financial resources to fight back and take the battle right to them to slay the dragon, affects the everyday lives of hardworking American men and women that just want to have their voice heard and not be silent. So I applaud him for it. I thought it was a very good moment and an important one in time that we needed to see.
Yeah, it was awesome, is what it was. Kim, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure.